What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today it is our viewer builds episode. We do this every single week on Fridays, and each week is a different theme. This week's theme was pistol caliber carbines or subguns, so we're going to have a lot of cool builds in this video. This is the CZ Scorpion. And then I'm going to give you guys a hint at next week's theme. It's going to be Bullpup rifles, so stay tuned till the end of the video and I'll talk more about it. And I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers we have. We've been getting thousands of subscribers every single day this week, which is awesome, so thank you guys. And before we get too far into it, I just want to let you guys know, I have some new merch coming out next week. It's not really new merch, but it's just another drop of it. So last year I did these Brass Goblin shirts, and then it's got this cool Goblin logo on the back. So that is my Brass Goblin logo. I also got stickers of it. And it's been about a year since I've done a drop of these shirts, so I just ordered some. I only did 25 to start, but if they sell really well, then I'll get some more for you guys. But those should hit the website next week. My website is called atroxco.com. And yeah, just if you guys are looking to support the channel, go check that out. I'll post when they're actually out, but I think in the next week we'll have them on there. I do currently have stickers on there, but if you buy one of those shirts when they come out, I'll send you guys a Brass Goblin sticker. They're going to be a different type of Brass Goblin sticker. I'll just put random ones in there, but those will come free with the shirt, and they'll be 30 bucks. So again, I ordered 25 to start, but if they sell well, I will definitely order more for you guys. And then my plan is to do a different shirt drop every single month because I have a lot of apparel ideas and merch ideas, so I'm looking forward to it. But let's get into this week's viewer build video and enjoy all these guns. Alright guys, like always, we are going to go in the order that I received your submissions in. So the first one comes here from Ray, and this is his Palmetto AKV in 9mm, and it is an SBR. So let's get into it. So, from tip to butt, we have a Silencerco Omega 9K suppressor, and it is on a 3-lug mount to the gun. He's got the Palmetto State Armory billet rail, which looks very nice. It's M-LOK. He's got an Arisaka vertical grip. He's running a Bushnell TRS 26 red dot, which I haven't seen that one before. I used to have a TRS 25 and it worked really well. I was running it on a 5.56 AK, but that one looks nice. He's got a TACOM extended mag release. That one looks interesting. So is it kind of like a paddle mag release? Is it on a hinge? I'm not familiar with that. I think that's what the mag release is. I don't remember if those were button mag release or like a thumb brake. And then he's got an ALG Ultimate AK trigger with the lightning bow, which is very nice. I like ALG triggers in my AKs. He's got a Hogue rubber grip on there. And then he's got an M4 buttstock tube attachment on a rear trunnion with a Magpul MOE fixed carbine stock. Very nice. And I believe that's just the factory Palmetto rail on top. He didn't mention that, but it is very nice to have Picatinny rail on top of your AK. And AKs are just getting a lot more tactical nowadays. But thank you for sharing, Ray. Next up, we have another AK. This one comes from Jose. He's posted on the channel a couple times. His YouTube channel is Angel Silver 4T7. So thank you again for sharing. And this is his Kalashnikov KP9. And I have not shot, or at least I don't remember if I've shot a KP9 or a AKV. I know that I've heard great things about both of them, so I don't know any quality difference between the two. But looking at these two side by side, they're both sweet in their own way. So going from tip to butt on this one, he's got a Silencerco Omega 36M in the short configuration, and then he is running it on a Silencerco ASR muzzle brake, and then he's got a Russian surplus handguard set on there. He's got a Trijicon MRO red dot on a Scalarworks Leap mount. The Kalashnikov Clipazine. He's notorious for saying Clipazine in all these videos. It's hilarious. He's got an ALG AK trigger as well. He's got a Russian 49/1 pistol grip. He's got a JMAC Customs SM 5.5 side folding adapter. And then he's got the JMAC Custom skeletonized tube. It's a 6-inch tube. And then he's got an SB Tactical SBA3 brace on there. So very nice. I like the retro look of this one, and then the tactical look of the other one. But they both look great in their own way. So nice job on that, Jose. Next up, we have a Ruger LC carbine chambered in 45, and this comes from John. He actually bought this from the store I work at, Arizona Firearms. So thank you for supporting our store. He's one of our regular customers and wanted to partake in this. So, it's a factory Ruger LC carbine chambered in 45, which is one of their newer ones, so that's pretty cool. I haven't shot these yet. He's got a Magpul MS4 QD sling on there, and then he's got an M-LOK sling mount on the front, and then it looks like a quick detached sling mount on the back. The back one I haven't paid close attention, so it looks like it's built into that, which is nice. He's got the Holosun HS403C on there, and the HM3X magnifier, so it was a combo kit. And then he's got the factory Ruger iron sights on there. Other than that, that's basically it. They have their own factory side folding stock on there with their stock. And then it's got an M-LOK rail, so he doesn't have anything on there yet. But yeah, thank you for sharing, John. I know you just bought this from us, so I know you're planning on doing some more to it and getting it out to the range. But yeah, those Ruger LC carbines, they seem pretty cool in the calibers they're coming out with. They have it in 5.7, they have it in 45, they have the PC carbine in 9mm, so it's interesting to see their take on all the PCCs. Alright, next up. So this next one comes from Noe, or I believe that's how you pronounce your name, N-O-E, so thank you for sharing. This is a Kriss Vector, and if I'm not mistaken, this is their anniversary model. You just put Kriss Vector Origin, so maybe it's like an anniversary of their first model. But yeah, so Kriss Vector tapered in 45, special edition. It's got the factory Kriss steel iron sights. It's got an EOTech 512 on there. He's got an EOTech G45 magnifier. And then he's got a Surefire M312 with the DS07 pressure switch. And then he says it does not affect the ejection. And then he does plan to SBR and add an Osprey 45 suppressor. So with this one, in case you didn't know, that is a 16-inch barrel with a barrel shroud on it to make it not look so weird, because a 16-inch 45 barrel is going to be like pencil thin, basically. So that's a barrel shroud on there. But yeah, other than its accessories, it is a bone stock Kriss Vector. I mean, there's not really much to do to these things. Did you mention the vertical grip? You did not. I don't remember if those come from the factory with the vertical grip, but no, it can't be, because he's got the pressure pad built in on the side of that, if you guys could see. So that's very cool. But yeah, so I can't read the vertical grip from here, but I don't believe that came with the gun. But I really like the two-tone of this, and I like the old school stock. I would much rather have that old school style stock on mine than the brace that it currently has on there. But I love your setup, so thank you for sharing, Noe. So this next one comes from Jared, and this is his Zenith MP5 clone, the ZF5. And he said this one is an SBR, and he's looking for suggestions for a stock. So right now he currently has the brace on there, but if you guys can recommend him a stock. The stocks that I like, so I have two MP5 builds. One of them has a factory A3 stock. It's basically the collapsing one. I think it's an A3. And then my other one has the B&T side folding stock. I would say if you're looking for function and shooting with an EOTech, I like the B&T stock. I have an MP5 build with a B&T stock and an EOTech just like you, and that's what I run. Alright, but let's get into his build. He was just asking about the stock. If you guys have suggestions, comment down below. But he's got the B&T tri-rail on there, which looks nice. I haven't seen that before. Looks very nice. He's got a Surefire M300 on an Arisaka side mount. He's got a Troy metal vertical grip that's pick rail mounted. He's got the factory Zenith optics rail. And then he's running an EOTech EXP S2-0. And then the brace that he has on there is the SB Tactical HK PDW brace. And then he says he still wants to get a Dead Air Wolfman for it eventually, and a Franklin binary trigger with a compatible trigger housing. So the Dead Air Wolfman, I really want one of those two for a subgun can. They're just a really big 9mm can that I think would be great on almost any subgun. As far as the Franklin binary trigger, I don't know too much about them. I actually have a CZ Scorpion with a binary trigger, but I don't know whose is in it because that's how it came when I bought it. But it's fun to shoot binary, and it's pretty quick with a suppressor on there, so I bet it would be nice on an MP5 as well. And yeah, other than that, I mean, since you have the B&T rail, you might as well do the B&T side folding stock. It is sweet. It doesn't really add any weight, and I think it'll just complete your setup. But if anyone else has suggestions, comment down below. That's a very nice MP5 clone, so thank you for sharing, Jared. This next one comes from Tyler, and I believe I sold this one to him as well. But correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but as far as I know, this is the Tyler that comes to my store all the time. This is a PSA or Palmetto State Armory Gen 4 AR9, and from tip to butt he's got a JK Armament Versa X 9mm suppressor on a tri-lug mount. He's got a Smith & Wesson Delta Force RM10 weapon light, which I don't see that from this picture. I only see the one picture attached, so I can't see the light from the picture. He's got a BCM angled grip on there. He's running a Primary Arms SLX MD25 with the ACSS reticle, so that's the Primary Arms red dot on top. He's got a Breek Arms Warhammer Mod 2 charging handle, and then he's running an SB Tactical SBA3 brace. And then internal changes, he has the CAC Industry K-Spec 9.5 ounce buffer and a flatware buffer spring. And it is CAC as in KAK, not CAC as in Knights Armament. But that's a very nice 9mm AR build. And the light on top, I know that I'm pretty sure that's your pressure pad, but it looks interesting. I haven't heard of that light before. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Tyler. And I hope this is the Tyler that I know, not just another Tyler. But if it is a different Tyler, thank you for sharing. All right, this next one comes from Stefan, and he sent me 3 really badass setups. I'm gonna just talk about one right now, and if we have time and this video is not gonna be like 40 minutes long, I will post the other 2 later. But Stefan, I'm just gonna choose one of yours for as of right now. I don't know if I'll get all 3 of them in there, and I'm gonna go with your B&T TP9 because that is a very sick setup. He says he has become passionate about PDWs, night vision, and CQB, and yes, your setups can make me believe that for sure. So we got a B&T TP9, and it is a TP9N is what he put. It has a B&T foregrip on there. He's running the B&T RBS suppressor. He's got, I've never even heard of this brand, Giga Lodi Rifleworks short stroke trigger, not in photo. So maybe it's not the actual one that we're seeing. I have not heard of Giga Lodi Rifleworks before, but I will have to check that out. He's got a Scalarworks Acro mount, and then he's got an Aimpoint Acro P2 on top. He's running a Surefire M640 Vampire on there, so that is the IR or the white light. He is running a Unity Tactical Axon switch, and then he's got a Steiner CQBL1 laser on there, and I can't see very well, but that switch will work both the light and the laser. I think separately, not both together. Maybe it's both together. There's a lot of different switches you can buy for different types of light and laser setups. He's got a JMac SS R9 stock. And then, yeah, it's a 2-stamp item because it's an SBR and it's got the suppressor. And he didn't mention anything about his night vision setup, and I'm still too much of a noob to know anything about it, but that night vision setup looks awesome. And then your shoes look pretty awesome too. I feel like I've seen shoes like those, but I don't know who makes those ones. Comment down below who makes those because they look pretty sick. But yeah, that is a very badass TP9 setup. I really would like to get a B&T TP9. Honestly, I want all of theirs. I want the TP9, the APC9, and then I already have the GHM9. But what's cool is they all take the same mag, so you don't have to buy 3 different types of mags. But you can buy them in specific mags. So thank you again for sharing, Stefan. And if we have time, I will post your other 2. Just no promises. All right, so this next one comes from Patrick. He also sent us 2, but just like Stefan, I'm going to just show one for now, and if we have time at the end, I'll show your second one. And what's cool is going from Stefan to Patrick, Stefan's were all CQB guns, and Patrick's are both going to be PCC guns, so these were specifically built for like competition shooting, so it's kind of cool to see the difference back to back. So what we have here is a Grand Power Stribog SP9A1 Gen 2, and it's the non-reciprocating charging handle model, and it's direct blowback. He has a pretty big description here, and I have to kind of go between the description and the pictures. But it started out life as an 8-inch pistol, and then he converted it to a rifle because he didn't want to go the SBR route, and he was looking to get it for IDPA competition. And then he said all the upgrades were done by him, including swapping out the stock 8-inch barrel for the 16-inch barrel. Mistakes were made, fun was had, and some lessons were learned. Well, that's always a fun time, and I've definitely made mistakes trying stuff out too. So I'm going to just go through his list here. So going from tip to butt, his suppressor is a Yankee Hill R9 with the hub adapter. And then he is running that on a Silencerco 3-lug muzzle device. He's got the factory Grand Power 16-inch barrel. It's part of the Stribog conversion kit from Global Ordnance. And then he is running a JTAC Industries Stribog suppressor compatible handguard. It's a 9-inch handguard with his 16-inch barrel. And then he's got a Viridian HS1 laser hand stop on there. So that hand stop also works as a laser, which is pretty cool. And I bet that's great for competition. He's got an A3 Tactical Duo hand stop, and he said this was included free with the purchase of an A3 Tactical modular buttstock. He says he doesn't know why, but he won't say no to free. His vertical grip is a Kriss Vector VFG. Oh, so maybe that was a factory Vector grip on the other one. That's cool then that it has the built-in pressure pad slot. And then he does have some HB Industries internal upgrades. He's got the folding charging handle on there. He's got a locking charging block. and then he's got a short stroke buffer, and those were all offered by HP Industries. His optic is a Primary Arms SLX1 microprism with the green ACSS Gemini 9mm reticle. He has an A3 Tactical lower kit, which is an upgraded aluminum tri-lever mag release. It has an upgraded machine aluminum bolt release lever. It's got a Timney straight PCC trigger, a Radian 45-degree safety selector, a BCM Mod 1 gunfighter grip. So the very first upgrade he did was replace the lower receiver with a third party, and then he said he heard of two options, Lingle and A3 Tactical, and I chose the latter. The stock is an A3 Tactical modular buttstock. He's got a Xeno cheek riser on there. And then he says he has 5 Magpul PMags at 35 rounders, and then he says he has 5 PGS hybrid Scorpion Evo mags that are 32 rounds, and they're smoke tint made by Manicore Arms. But that's a pretty sweet setup. I've never seen a Stribog like that before, so thank you for sharing, Patrick. All right, this next one comes from Ray, and this is a different Ray than the other Ray, so you two Rays have to fight. This is a CZ Scorpion, and let me go through his list here. So he's got a Yankee Hill R9 suppressor on there, and then it's mounted to an HP Industries Trilog muzzle device. The handguard is a HP Industries Pax Sapper. I think I'm saying that right. He's got a Magpul MVG vertical grip on there. He's got a Strike Industries charging handle and mag release, which is nice. I run both of those on mine. He's got a Primary Arms MD25 for the red dot on there. His trigger has an HP Industries reduced weight spring kit. And then right side safety selector has an HP Industries AK style selector. The left side is the stock selector. The pistol grip is from Apex Tactical. I have the same one on mine, very nice. And then the stock is from Lage Manufacturing. I did not know they do Scorpion stocks. And then finally for the sling, which is not pictured, it is a Parker Mountain Machine QD swivel for a Magpul MS4 sling. Cool. I like the CZ Scorpion because it was always one of the more affordable PCCs on the market, and all the upgrades for it were fairly inexpensive. But thank you again for sharing, Ray. I like your setup, and mine is very similar to that one. Alright, so this next one comes from Matt. He also sent us two. Let's see. I am going to pick... I might as well just pick your Scorpion, and then I'll make it work. I'll show all the other builds at the end as well. So we're going to go with Matt's Scorpion first, and then we'll go with this other one. So he's got a CZ Scorpion. The suppressor is a Dead Air Wolfman with a chemo mount, and then the muzzle device is a Dead Air Key Micro. He's got an HP Industries Pax Pathfinder M-Lock handguard. He's got an HP Industries charging handle. He's got a Magpul MVG vertical grip on there. He's got a Surefire 640 Pro Scout Light with a M-Lock mount. And then he's got a Surefire UE07 tape switch and a Magpul M-Lock tape switch mount. He added a QD sling cup to the front of the receiver between the rail, but can't remember the manufacturer. Could be HP Industries. Okay. He's got an HP Industries extended mag release and AK style safety selector. He's got an Ergon Scorpion trigger. HP Industries Pax Sapper grip. The factory Scorpion grip is hideous and the first thing to upgrade. Agreed, their grips are terrible from the factory. He's got a Dan Haga ACR stock adapter. A Magpul ACR stock. That's what I run on mine. I like it too. He's got Magpul MBUS folding sights. And then a Holosun 403R optic wrapped in a Ranger wrap. Very cool. And then he's running Magpul 35 round Scorpion mags. I really like those Magpul mags. That's mainly what I use. And then he also has a YouTube channel called Kentucky Tactical. So go check out his channel. Thank you for sharing, Matt. And then we have one more, and then we'll go back and do the second guns. So this next one comes from Chris, and this is his MP5 chambered in 22. So I think this is like the HK branded, but made by Umarex or Walther. I forget who makes them, but they are German made. So yeah, HK MP5 22. For his suppressor, he's got a rugged obsidian suppressor, direct thread on there. So that's probably a 9mm, I would assume. He's got a Midwest Industries M-Lock handguard on there. He's got a Strike Industries hand stop. He's running a Crimson Trace red dot on a Midwest Industries pick rail. And then he says, good old hockey tape for the slippery grip. And then he's got a B&T folding stock on there. So that's the stock I was mentioning earlier for the MP5. And this is probably the most expensive HK22 MP5 I've ever seen. So congrats on that, Kriss. That's very cool. I bet it shoots like a dream. I know that was kind of a quick rundown through it, but I mean, that's a pretty clean setup. So thank you for sharing, Kriss. All right, so now we're going to finish it off with going back to the people that submitted multiple. I don't normally do this, but I will do it for today. So thank you for everyone that's participating. This is like your bonus content. All right, so we're going to go back to Stefan's builds. So he has a B&T GHM9 and he has the Flux Raider. So I'm going to talk about the GHM9 first. Again, B&T GHM9, it is the compact model with the shorter barrel. You didn't mention the barrel length, and I don't know them off the top of my head. It's got the factory B&T GHM9 telescoping stock, the factory folding charging handle, and the factory foregrip. He's running a ScalarWorks Acro mount, and then an Aimpoint Acro P2 on top. He's got a B5 P23 grip. He's got a Steiner D-Ball i2, which is just the laser. He's got the Unity Tactical Axon switch for it with a Surefire M640 Vampire light. So the Vampire light will do white light and IR, and then the D-Ball will do a visible laser or an IR laser. And then he's got a factory B&T GHM9 SQD RBS suppressor. And yeah, I mean, that's a very nice build. I am jealous. I want my GHM9 to look like that. So thank you for sharing that one. And then we will go to his Flux Raider. So it's got a Flux Raider chassis, and the heart of it is a SIG P320 donor. He's got an Aimpoint Acro P2 on there, a Surefire M640 Vampire light. He's got a Virtuous Concepts top rail, a Unity Tactical Axon switch, and then a Faro Concepts Acro mount, and then a Steiner D-Ball i2 as well, a Wilson Combat slide release, an M Carbo trigger kit, a Virtuous Concepts ambidextrous charging handle, a Banish 45 suppressor, and that wraps it up. So sweet. I like the two-tone on that one, and I like that both of the slings are like black multicam. That looks awesome. And if you notice, so even though like all the guns are different, he's using basically the same parts. And I don't mean that as an insult. Like, they can look so good on a variety of setups. And like looking at that Acro on the Steiner, that looks insane. That's crazy. I had to read your description before I can really look at the picture because they're kind of far away from each other. But yeah, that's crazy on that Flux Raider. That's probably the coolest Flux Raider I've seen, the coolest GHM9 I've seen. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Stefan. And we will move on to the next one. So the next one, again, comes from Patrick. And again, his are kind of opposite. He built these for PCC guns. So he is running a Smith & Wesson FPC, which is a 16-inch side-folding rifle. And then I'm just going to go through his build list here. He's got a Yankee Hilt R9 suppressor with the hub adapter. And then he's running it on a Silencer Co. 3-lug muzzle device. He's got an Olight Odin Mini with a removable slide rail mount and remote switch on there. He's got a Olight Picatinny rail adapter, a Magpul 9-slot and 5-slot M-Lock aluminum rail mount, a Guard Tier CGM 908 Picatinny pressure switch cable management guide, which I'm not familiar with that one. Kind of hard to see from the picture. He's got Magpul backup iron sights on there. He's got a Fab Defense vertical folding grip on there. And then he is running a Holosun AEMS with a green reticle for the optic. And then he says everything internally is still stock. Comes with a 17-round mag and two 22-round mags that are stored in the stock, which is cool. That comes factory from Smith & Wesson that way. So thank you again for sharing, Patrick. And then going back to Matt's build, he also has a Stribog. So we got a lot of like similar guns, but they're all built differently, which is awesome. So you guys can hopefully get some inspiration from all the different builds we get to see. And then again, this is going to be the very last one from Matt. And his Stribog looks kind of similar to a Scorpion. I'll show both of them side by side real fast. But I like them both a lot. So Stribog SP9A1, and then The suppressor is a Form 1 Omega 9K clone with a tri-lug mount. That's cool. I've never formed one a suppressor before. That means you make your own. The barrel was swapped out to a Inledui Trust tri-lug barrel. That's cool. A BCM vertical grip in the correct backwards configuration, he says. It's got a Surefire M600 Scout Light in a Magpul Scout Light mount, a Surefire SR07 tape switch, an HB Industries folding charging handle, and a extended bolt release from them as well. And then the lower was switched to a Lingle Industries Scorpion mag lower. That's cool. I'm not familiar with that, but now the second time I've heard about it. He's got an HB Industries enhanced magazine release, a Rise Armament 434 trigger, an Armaspec 45-degree safety, and then he says he can't remember the name of the grip, but it's adjustable for angle, and it came in a tack pack box. And then the stock is a B&T folding MP5 stock. The optic is a Holosun 403R. And he says this gun folded is ridiculously small and makes for a perfect bag gun. And I bet that thing looks tiny. It looks as small as my MPX. But yeah, thank you for sharing. That's awesome, Matt. And that wraps it up for all of our viewer builds. These were all great. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again for everyone that submitted. You all had great builds, and there was a lot of good ideas in there. And they definitely inspired me for a couple of my builds. And if you guys want to partake in next week's viewer builds, it's going to be Bullpup rifles. So I have an FS2000 right here, and it can be Bullpup anything, not just rifles. So it could be, you know, rifles, bolt actions, shotguns, just anything Bullpup related. Let's get some good submissions, because I know there's not as many Bullpup owners. So if you guys have something, please send it to my email. It's going to be sales@atroxco.com, and try to get good high quality pictures, ideally of the firearm on its side, and then just plain background horizontal, because vertical pictures don't show as well in video. But yeah, just anything Bullpup related. And Bullpup means it's a shorter action gun. So basically your action is behind the trigger, where in a normal gun, all your action is in front of a trigger. And I actually know they make a Bullpup kit for a CZ Scorpion. So if you got that, send that my way too. But yeah, that's going to be next week's theme. And it could be any caliber, it doesn't matter. Bolt action, shotgun, rifle. But yeah, theme is Bullpup. And other than that, describe it from tip to butt, and it'll make it flow really well in video. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Again, check out atroxco.com, because I am going to have these Brass Goblin shirts dropping next week. And yeah, I look forward to it. So stay tuned for my next video.